Two Beijing-based diplomatic sources familiar with the plans said U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis were both due in Beijing next month for the diplomatic and security dialogue, which first took place last year in Washington, a reboot of earlier high-level talks under previous administrations. However, both sources said that this meeting was now in doubt. There is a lot of uncertainty because of the turbulence in the relationship, said one of the sources. The PLA is fed up over the Taiwan issue. They're increasingly hardline on this, the source said. Both sources spoke on condition of anonymity as the trips have not been made public. They also cautioned the meetings may still take place as planned, and that no final decisions have been reached. China's Defense Ministry said it was talking to the United States about the dialogue. The U.S. Embassy in Beijing declined to comment, as did the U.S. State Department. The Pentagon said it does not discuss future travel plans. Decoupling. In his latest broadside on Wednesday, Trump accused China of seeking to interfere in the November 6 U.S. congressional elections, saying that Beijing did not want him or his Republican Party to do well because of his pugnacious stance on trade. While China has denounced what it called his slander, it has so far held off taking any direct steps to retaliate. However, prior to Trump's remarks, Beijing cancelled a previously set round of military talks with Washington over the sanctions on China's military, and has denied a U.S. warship permission to visit Hong Kong in October. The Chinese government's top diplomat, State Councilor Wang Yi, said on Friday there was no cause for panic over friction between Beijing and Washington, but warned that China would not be blackmailed or yield to pressure over trade. President Xi Jinping said this week that, with the rise of unilateralism and trade protectionism, China should embark on a path of self-reliance, a startling aim for a country that has sought to project itself on the world stage and touts the benefits of global free trade. China had already been trying to reduce its reliance on foreign technology through its Made in China 2025 initiative, though it stopped openly touting the plan earlier this year in the face of blowback from the United States. Now, most people believe Trump is trying to contain China. Many government officials think this way. Last week, Jack Ma, chairman of Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba, said bilateral trade frictions could last 2 decades, and that the firm could no longer meet its promise to create 1 million American jobs. I think there are leaders in the U.S. government who believe that so long as the Chinese system is not willing to change, then the next best scenario for the United States is a gradual decoupling of the economies, Tim Stratford, managing partner of law firm Covington & Burling's Beijing office and a former senior U.S. trade diplomat, said in a recent podcast. China has insisted it wants to resolve all its disputes with the United States. Ruan Zongs, a former Chinese diplomat now with the China Institute of International Studies, a think tank affiliated with the Foreign Ministry, called it unrealistic to think the two countries could decouple considering how interconnected they were. It's like two people having an argument, said Ruan. Can you really resolve it if you stop speaking to each other?